Welcome to lesson 2 of our WIX video course. In this video we will see how to edit the site created using artificial intelligence, specifically the ADI editor, and how to add or customize the elements on the site. Let's start right where we left off in the previous video. After completing the initial site setup in the dashboard, we go to the top right and click on the site. At this point, WIX shows us two options. We can edit the site using the ADI editor or switch to the classic editor. We choose to use the ADI editor so we can see how to manage a site already structured within the environment created by artificial intelligence. We choose the Generate a Design option and WIX will guide us through the automatic creation of our website. An initial message appears informing us that it will generate information and a first version of the site. When everything is ready, we will be able to modify it as we wish. It tells us that our site, in this case Lady Trans, will be created based on the profile we generated. The structure will consist of a single page with delicate fonts and a soft, intimate design in shades of a blush and dusky pink. After a short loading time, we see the final result. At this point, we can choose whether to regenerate the design, tweak it, or continue. We choose to continue with the project. We are asked to complete the site with a domain. We choose the domain, for example, ladytrans.com, click on Let's Go and wait for the site to load. Once the loading is finished, WIX shows us the first version of our site. At this point, let's take a look at the three main areas of the site: the header, the central sections, and the footer. These are the three main macro areas we find in any website created on WIX. By the way, I don't know why, but the site was named Online Women's Shop. That clearly wasn't what I intended. So I'll go ahead and change it, and I'll show you how to do the same. To make a quick edit, just double click on the text so it gets selected entirely and then you can type your new name directly. You can also change the type of the text, whether it's a paragraph or a title, and select a different font. For example, I chose Bit Irregular. A key element of the header is the site logo, which we can easily replace. To do this, we just click directly on the default logo in the header and select the Quick Edit option. Once we click on Quick Edit, a sidebar appears on the right. We go to our logo and click on Change. At this point, a center panel opens where we can upload our own logo files, create an image using AI, or select from pre-designed images offered by WIX. So, for example, if you're working on our Lady Trans site and we search for fashion, we get a variety of theme options to choose from. We pick the one we like best, for instance this one here, and add it to the page. As we can see, it automatically replaces the previous image. Alternatively, we can also remove the logo if we don't want to show one, or simply enter the site name in the text form, customizing the font, size, and color. Of course, once the image is applied, it is fully editable in its position, just like the rest of the site's elements. From the left sidebar, we click on Add Elements. If we want to insert new text, we click on Text and choose what type of text to insert: a title, a paragraph, or a theme text. We drag or click on the chosen text into the desired section of the site and write whatever we want. The same goes for other elements such as images, buttons, shapes, lines. We can even add a preset menu to our site. Again, under the Add Elements section, we scroll down and click on Menu. From there, we select Themed Menu, which opens up a collection of beautifully designed ready-made menus. These menus follow consistent design styles and can be dragged and dropped directly onto our page. Once added, each menu is fully customizable. Still, within the Add Elements section, we can add buttons. We click on Buttons, choose the one with the style we like, drag it into the section we want, and position it. If we have a button that is currently not linked to anything, such as this Shop Now button, we can easily link it to a page. We click on the button, then on Change Text. Here we can also change the button name, and below we find the Links to option. We click on Choose a link and decide what to link it to. It can be a site page, an external web address, a specific section of the page, or something else. In our case, we want to link it to a page, but we don't have the, for example, About Us page yet, so we create it right away. We go to Choose a Page, add a new page, and we notice that in the screen that opens, we have several pages to choose from. We go to About Us at the top and choose from the various ready-made options the one we prefer. For example, we select the grid layout, which includes sections dedicated to the brand's mission and vision. We click on Add Page and Wix will load the new page, also automatically adding it to the site's menu. We then return to the home page, click on Preview at the top right and test the button. Either clicking on the button or on the section on the menu bar, we will be taken to the new About Us page, where we can tell our story, insert our mission and vision, and add personal or royalty-free licensed images. We can also add contact forms, allowing visitors to easily write to us for any request. To do this, first we create a new empty section. We click on Add Section and then select Blank Section, so we have a clean and customizable space where we can insert the elements we need. Once created, we drag this section wherever we prefer within the page. Usually the ideal position for a contact form is at the bottom of the site. At this point, we click on Add Elements. Here we select the Contact and Forms option, which opens a list of preset forms from Wix. We can choose from various form styles, from the simplest with name, email, and message to more elaborate ones with customizable fields. Once we find the one we like, we drag it into the section we just created and wait a few seconds for it to load. When the form is visible on the page, we can start customizing it. We can change the title, for example, writing Contact Us or Send Us a Message. We can edit the fields to be filled in, for example, by adding a phone number, a company name, or removing those we don't need. We can also change the text on the Submit button, write a custom confirmation message that will be shown after the form is sent, or edit the email where we want to receive the messages sent by visitors. If we want to make our site more dynamic and engaging, we can also insert multimedia content, such as a video. Videos can be uploaded directly from our computer in case we have a personal one or one created specifically for the site, or we can embed one from commonly used external platforms like YouTube, Facebook, or Vimeo. To do this, we simply go to Video and then choose the upload method. We can also directly paste the URL of the video we want to embed, and it will be displayed within the selected section of the site. Still within the Add Elements section, we also find other very useful interactive tools. For example, we can insert promotional banners, ideal for highlighting discounts, seasonal sales, or important announcements. These banners can contain text, images, clickable buttons, and animations to immediately catch the user's attention. We can also insert payment buttons, such as Pay Now or Purchase, directly linked to the payment methods activated on our site, such as PayPal, credit cards, or other electronic payment services. There are also specific buttons for donations, very useful if we manage a social project or an association. Wix also allows us to add a blog. We click on Blog, then on Add to Site. We wait for it to load, and the blog is automatically added among the pages. If we want to display it in the menu, we go to Pages and Menu and move it to the desired position. We can also modify the overall graphic appearance of the site by choosing a visual theme consistent with the style and message of our brand. To do this, we go to the sidebar and click on Site Design. Wix offers a series of predefined themes to choose from. For example, the energetic theme is characterized by bright and vivid colors, ideal for conveying a young, dynamic, and lively image. The technical theme instead offers a more modern, clean, and efficient style, perfect for technology sites or for those who want to communicate professionalism and innovation. If we prefer something sober and elegant, we can keep the initial theme, the light pink one, which conveys a minimalist and refined image, leaving space for the content without visually overloading the site. Each theme affects the main colors, fonts, backgrounds, and button styles, but of course, everything can be further customized later. In addition to the theme, we can also modify the page transitions, the visual effect that activates when a user moves from one page to another on our site. Wix offers several options. The fade transition creates a smooth and elegant transition, ideal for minimalist style sites. The horizontal transition slides the pages from left to right or vice versa. The vertical one simulates a scroll from top to bottom. Finally, the out-in transition creates a more marked effect in which the page retracts to make room for the next one. In the top left panel, we see all the pages of our site: home, blog, privacy policy, shipping policy. In the store pages section, we can modify the product pages, change name, price, quantity, code, image, description. We can also manage the category page, where we have a complete box of all the products in our store. We can also edit the carts section, and we also have sections dedicated to members, such as My Orders, Account Settings, Profiles, etc. Even though the sidebar offers many options, I've chosen not to go through all of them in this video, just to keep things simple and avoid overwhelming you, especially since most of them are quite intuitive. You select an element, drag it into the project, and then Wix guides you through its setup and customization. I focused on the most important elements needed to build a functional and visually appealing website, and by the end of this lesson, you should have a site that's nearly complete in terms of its visual structure. In the next lesson, we'll pick up right from here and move on to the rest. We'll focus on SEO settings, which means optimizing your site for search engines. We will learn how to add titles, descriptions, keywords, alt text for images, and how to connect your site to Google to improve online visibility and help potential visitors find you. It will be the final part of the process, where we get your website ready for publication and make it fully accessible to the public. Subscribe to the channel to stay updated and consider becoming a member if you would like to thank us and support us. See you in the next video.